Coconut. Please note, people, this podcast is rated 18A. It contains coarse language, nudity, adult themes, and is not suitable for younger listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Bum bum.
Oh, I just
bum. If you are looking for a podcast that's all about Asian fusion cuisine,
a podcast that dissects the secret messages from the Illuminati.
Ooh, I like that idea. That sounds great. Surprise. We're changing it up. A podcast that teaches you the ins and outs of Bitcoin.
I'd like to learn. Or a podcast that is family friendly. I'm talking to you, Dad.
Oh, boy.
Then
this is not the podcast
for you.
Get over it. Move on. Hi.
Hi, girl.
Girl, you're frozen again. This thing is crazy, but you got a big smile on your face, so it's frozen on a great picture of you.
Oh, good. I hope it doesn't look too manic.
It kind of just keeps coming in and out of freezing, but you know what? The audio quality. Oh, there you go. I can see you now. Look at that. You look great.
Thanks, girl. I used a deep waver on my hair.
I like it.
I was in line at London Drugs waiting for my prescriptions, and this lady behind me just goes, "I love your hair." And I was like, "Thank you. I tried today." And she's like, "I could never do that with my hair." I'm like, "Yes, you absolutely could." But I was like looking at her. I'm like, "No, she couldn't." Her hair was too fine. She didn't have enough of it. Anyway, and I was like, "I have a really good stylist, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, that's great.
So what did you say? You said a deep wave? Like, is that, what is
waver. That? It's a hot tool, a styling tool. It's kind of like a clamp with, what does it look like? It's like tongs, but different. And it creates these like beachy sort of waves.
Like crimper?
Like a crimper, but like
modern.
Like thick crimping. I also have a regular crimper.
And what is it called again? A deep waver?
Deep waver.
Look for that on Amazon.
Do it. I got mine is Bedhead brand. And
okay.
I don't ever regret it. It takes 2 seconds because and just don't leave it on your hair for more than 4 seconds because a friend of mine years ago, her hair actually burned off. Anyway, she's like, "Yeah, I left it on too long and just a big chunk of hair had burned right through." I was like, "Oh shit." Anywho's.
Oh, look at that deep waver iron.
Yeah.
And so you have
Bedhead and it's purple and silver.
That one?
Yeah, middle. Yeah.
Oh, deep waver, making waves, ceramic, S waver, hot tools. There's a whole world of stuff out here I didn't even know about.
Oh, let me introduce you. You're also welcome to borrow mine if you want to just try it.
Ooh.
I can bring it on Friday.
Cool.
Okay.
I can just keep doing my research too. Yeah. At a more appropriate time. Sorry, listeners, I'm just shopping. Oh my God. I've been doing so much shopping. In fact, and all my stuff arrived. In the last week, I got myself a collection of plastic trays for planting seeds and some special soil for succulents. I got some rare succulent variety seeds and a grow lamp. And I am going to try my hand at growing succulents from seeds that are very rare and hard to do. And I've watched the videos. I'm prepared. You can do it. That's my plan today. That's what I'm going to do.
That's exciting. Good luck. I always just be careful you don't overwater them. I have killed all my aloe plants, all my succulents, time and time again.
It happens. I get it.
Waterer beware.
Exactly. And also, speaking of shopping, maybe we should take a moment to think about money that could be spent at somewhere awesome like Fansets. We'd like to take a moment to thank them for being our sponsors. We thank you, Fansets. If you like pins and you like pin accessories, you should go check them out at fansets.com. You should load up your cart, use our special discount code REWIND, which is in all caps, because at checkout, if you do that, you get 10% off your entire order. And if you're in the US and you spend over 30 buckaroos, you get free shipping. And man, they've got some new stuff because they were in STLV and they had some pretty cool pins. There's Dr. Pulaski, Guinan, Admiral Vance, Discovery Season 3 uniformed Michael Burnham, Jet Reno. Unbelievable.
Pulaski.
Pulaski.
Fansets. Our Pinset character, and we thank our friends at Fansets for being our sponsor.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thanks, Fansets.
Woo woo. All right, girl. What's going on with you? Tell me about your life.
I'll tell you right now, I went on a vacation to Ontario. So
What?
I don't really recommend traveling during the pandemic. It wasn't awful, but you have to wear a mask as soon as you walk into the airport, and you cannot take it off until you walk out of the airport on the other side. And fine, but that just meant that we're wearing our masks forever, which is whatever. But we had a great time. We were visiting John's folks, and we ended up extending our stay an extra week so we could put as much distance as possible between us and work. Though poor John definitely had to work a few days on the terrible fires that are going on here. So felt bad for him. But anyway, his work never ends. But here are some things that I saw. Okay, first of all, born and raised in Victoria on this island on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest. So I saw some wildlife I have never seen before, including a blue jay.
Oh,
I saw 2, and they really are blue and really pretty.
Aw, that's why the team is called the Blue Jays.
That makes sense.
Toronto, Ontario.
I'm learning so much. I saw a teeny little toad, smaller than a quarter.
Aw.
Little one in my hand. I'll send you a picture. I saw a chipmunk. We're talking Chip and Dale chipmunks.
Oh my gosh, with little stripy stripes?
Yeah. Yes. I'll send you a picture. I saw a grasshopper, and I put it on my hand, and it was trying to eat my knuckle. And I was like, you silly, no. And John's like, oh God, what? I saw a katydid, which is like a grasshopper, but bright green.
Ooh.
And they hang out at night. And then I also saw a cannabis plant that is taller than me.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. I went whitewater rafting on the largest commercially raftable rapids in North America. And I also saved John's life. When he fell in trying to pull our guide from the water. So we got stuck, and our guide kept trying to reposition us. There was 12 people in the boat, and there were 7 boats or something. We got stuck on this rock. And so he ended up falling in, trying to push us out, and John's trying to pull him up, and he falls in, and I'm like, nope. And I grab him, and I just pulled him out of the water with the strength of 1,000 waterfalls. And he was like, how the hell? What the hell? What? And people are like, woo. And so superhuman strength.
X-Men.
I know. And then because our flight home was delayed an hour, we missed our connection in Montreal, so we had to stay the night. But I will tell you right now, I enjoyed a quintessential Montreal meal of popcorn, shrimp, and Caesar salad at a restaurant named Mike's, attached to a 14-screen multiplex theater in the flight path of the airport. So I had a great time.
Wow.
And then I also, throughout those 2 weeks, I ate poutine 5 times, including once on the plane, which is terrible. And I also let some of John's family know about the podcast, our podcast. So if we gain any more fans or listeners, it's because of me. So.
Oh my God. Shout out to all y'all over in Ontario.
Whoop, whoop.
Love it.
Yeah. I had a restaurant named Mike's. I was like,
sounds good.
Well, the popcorn shrimp were delightful.
Oh, it's popcorn shrimp. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I know. How are you? What's new?
Nothing much is new with me. Oh, I got my new job, so that's exciting.
Oh, I got a new job.
Got a new job.
Nice.
Okay, do you remember last time we were talking and I told you about how I ran into this artist at Cherry Bomb who's a fantastic Star Trek artist, and I was telling you all about it. So she's doing some collaborative work with Gold Bubble Clothing. It's it's a US company that does really cool cosplay, but not cosplay. It's they make a really cool party dress. It's based off of the Wesley Crusher, gray with the stripes. They do really original, neat things. She's teamed up with him, and she's doing the silk kimono with the portrait of Spock that she did on the back. And I'm just waiting for that thing to drop. I'm going to buy it. Look at that.
Hold on.
And it's a creamy,
oh my God, that is
kimono.
Amazing.
It's so, yeah, there it is. Look at that. That's so dope.
You need to get it.
I want to get it. I want to get it to support her, and I want to get it because it's super badass. It was that was actually taken at Star Trek Las Vegas.
So she was there.
She wasn't there, no, but the prototype was there. It's going to be available for sale in September.
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool? So check out Gold Bubble clothing.
Okay.
If you can. It's pretty dope. They got some really neat stuff. I'm going to show you that right now. Here's some of their Starfleet dresses. So the skirt looks like the saucer of the ship, and then it's like the different.
God.
Yeah, they got some really cute stuff. I've seen people wearing their stuff at the convention. I'm always like, where's it? That's like Discovery, and like, or there's all different types of things. So
I'm
really
thanks
unique.
a lot. Here I was thinking like, I'm not going to buy anything else.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I have to get it. I have to get them all.
I know.
They're cheap. Well, they're not cheap, but like
reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable.
For something super original, like
totally.
Sure, like you wear it to a convention and you're going to see people wearing the same thing as you, but outside in like life, you're like going to be a person with something that cool, right? So
exactly.
Outside of that, I mean, yeah, my only thing going on in my life is that I'm going to be trying the succulent thing. I'm going to try and grow some really rare succulents. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Starting new jobs. So that's going to be my focus, and it's going to be no more flex days, and it's going to be a lot of work in the beginning. So I'm just going to kind of ease on into having some probably pretty quiet weekends to give my brain a rest. And I'm cool with that. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a challenge.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. I'm excited. And what else have I got for you? I got some, I tried to look for some really cool stuff that came out of STLV to share with you. I've seen on Twitter a number of folks tweeting out that they've gotten home safe and have gotten a COVID test and they've had negative results, which is very good.
Good.
But a few people have, I guess, announced too that they tested positive. So everyone's being extra careful and making sure to do their due diligence as they get home and get tested and be smart. But apparently you had to have a positive, you had to have people wearing bracelets to get entry into the convention, that they'd had their vaccines or they had to take tests to get to the convention. So they did a very good job creation of trying to make it as safe as possible. And then I saw like people were having their photos and there'd be a glass divider between the actor and the person. But then some people are doing really funny photos where they'd be like up against the glass, like Denise Crosby, like trying to get to the person. And like, so that's pretty cool. Like they try to make the best of it. So it's nice to see that the people who did go, they had a good time. And I hope that everyone's fine and healthy and there's no issues. Robert Beltran, Mr. Chakotay was there, and he hinted that he might be making an appearance on the new Nickelodeon cartoon Prodigy that's going to have Janeway.
Fun.
So I guess
he's got a great voice.
Totally.
More like Chakotay. Sorry.
That was a stress. You worked hard for that one.
Yeah.
The Discovery actors that were there, including Oded Fair, they were talking a lot about the challenges of working on set because of COVID and how much they were like, sometimes we got in trouble because we were laughing and we weren't supposed to be laughing without our masks. And like, we were all so excited when we finally got to see each other, but some of it felt really lonely because we had to like, you know, that was some of the challenges that they were talking about. And then next year, the convention is taking place later in August. I think it's like it starts on the 22nd, and it's going to be at Bally's on the Strip because the Rio's doing their renovations.
I mean, I'm glad that it's going to be like on the Strip, but also Bally's is like the hotel that you go to only because you have to go through it because the monorail lets you off there and you want to just like. There is no other reason to go to Bally's.
I stayed there once.
The Harley Davidson store is good.
Yeah, I stayed there once. It was nice actually, and it's attached to Paris.
Yeah, Bally's,
very convenient location.
It's you know what, that's huge because at the Rio and even at the Hilton, even though the Hilton was on the monorail track, and Rio had the shuttle going to the Strip and back and all that kind of stuff, it just felt like it was just like that. You couldn't walk to the Strip. And now having it back on there, that makes sense. And
it gives people more options for places to stay too. If they don't want to stay at the hotel, they want to stay somewhere cheaper or whatever. Like I like it and I don't, because then it's like, it's too much around the public. There's going to be too many like people around that I don't want people being like uncomfortable. Yeah. Like someone's making fun of me because I'm like, I hope that we just like take it over. So I'm hoping to go next year. I really would like to. That's my hope.
Well, who knows?
Who knows?
That would be great, though. It would be great.
Yeah.
And to see everybody.
Yeah. I'm hoping that a year from now it would be okay to go, but
yeah.
I don't know. You never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so
my chocolates are melted.
So we're keeping with the theme of last time when we did this, I wrote a synopsis for Haley to read.
Yes.
And now Haley wrote one for me, and she's been teasing at me all week about how it's the funniest thing she's ever written. I'm going to die laughing. I'm going to pee myself.
You should probably
I'm a little nervous.
You should probably tell people what we watched.
We didn't watch Inner Light. I got out of it again. I even had tweeted like Haley's making me watch Inner Light, and it was like an eye roll gif of somebody, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it. I've seen it. I know exactly what happens. I don't need to see it again.
He plays the flute at the end. Done.
Oh, he does. Oh god. Okay.
But instead of Inner Light, we watched Descent Part 1.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The episode opens with a classic holodeck scene of poker between Data and famous historical figures, including Stephen King, Albert Einstein, and Sir Isaac Neutron.
Epstein.
Albert Epstein and Sir Isaac Neutron. Sir Isaac is a real douche and doesn't understand the point of playing poker. Data says he enjoys playing with his shipmates and ripping them off by cheating to win. Riker calls Red Alert, which means dinner is ready. Data ends the program as his appetite is out of control. He knocks over his chair and yells, "I hope it's mac and cheese." He doesn't eat.
I know.
Oh God. On the bridge, Dorn says that there's a ship orbiting a planet that isn't like anything Starfleet's ever seen, even though it looks like a generic spaceship from other episodes. When Picard asks for the ship to be shown on screen, the Enterprise comes face to face with a ship that doesn't seem to have any detectable life forms on board. The away team transports to an outpost on the planet and identify multiple dead Starfleet members.
I thought they were Starfleet.
One of the wounds appears to be from a Ferengi weapon. Data bypasses a door and reveals a Borg. They sound Swedish. Theme song. I sing loudly and off-key through the whole thing, clutching my personalized faux mink blanket of Picard on his knees, yelling that there are 4 lights. A small, slightly faded poured wine stain on his face from sangria I made with some red wine that was left half open from a barbecue 3 years ago. So accurate. It's not even funny.
It's like I was there.
It's like you were there. Port stain. Okay.
It's from sangria. You have anyway.
You know I love sangria. The Borg and a bunch of his cronies start firing at the away team with the laser accuracy of stormtroopers. The ship starts attacking the Enterprise. The away team is a piece of shit shot as well, but Riker manages to kill one of the Borg. Another Borg tells Riker he'll pay for what he's done, which is weird because I don't think they use money in the future. I also thought there was a hive mind, not individual thoughts. The Borg continue their attack on the away team. Data faces off with one and manages to subdue him by saying the words all children dread when they're having fun throwing rocks at passing cars. Stop it! Data's emotions get out of control and he strangles the Borg to death. The Borg are transported away. The alien ship breaks orbit, with the Enterprise firing photon torpedoes after it. Riker, seeing how Data acted, is like, "Bro, you good?" And Data's like, "I got mad, man." Because of Data's unusual behavior, he requests to be relieved of duty. Diarrhea. Riker is debriefing the captain and says the Borg weren't acting Borg-like, but rather as single entities. Michael Dorn agrees. Troy references Hugh, and Crusher suggests Hugh might have influenced the behavior of these Borgs? Iceborg. Borgs, iceborgs. Picard wants to investigate. I grabbed my stuffed Tribble and ask what he thinks they'll find. He doesn't answer because he's angry with me that I didn't take him to Wendy's for a Baconator earlier.
It's all wrong.
Who wouldn't want a Baconator?
Well, it's from, yeah.
I love Baconators. I've never had a Baconator. Yeah. Meanwhile, Geordi is scanning Data, and they don't find anything wrong with him other than he's an insufferable ding-dong. Data thinks he's experienced his first emotion, and Geordi is like, how the hell would you even know? So Data asks Geordi to explain what being angry feels like, and Geordi thinks for a moment and starts to sing softly. I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. Ultimately, though, he can't explain what it feels like to Data. Data provides Geordi with details on the hit album Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette, but Geordi has already walked away. That bitch ambassador who likes hors d'oeuvres is somehow in Picard's ready room. She grills Picard about why there are no appetizers, and then berates the captain for not killing Hugh. Picard is like, bitch, first of all, replicate your own crudites. Crudites. I'm like, is that a creature? Crudite, and I'm not going to kill someone. It's against my ethics and shit. The ambassador says the next time he's faced with an opportunity to kill the Borg, that he is ordered to. And Picard's like, oh, fine, God. But in his head, he's like, oh my God. Data is with Troy in her office, and he explains that he's been trying to induce emotions, including sexual desire, by looking at robot on robot porn. Troy suggests trying to feel angry again, but Data only wants to focus on positive emotions. She says that some negative emotions lead to positive results, like being angry at someone and throwing a Molotov cocktail into their picture window so they lose everything they care about and potentially even their life, and then going to Disneyland for 3 days to celebrate. Data says after he killed the Borg, he felt something. And Troy asks him to name the something. Data says, pleasure. Schadenfreude. Cut to Riker activating red alert. Dinner time already? In response to a distress call that was a false alarm, the third of the day. The Enterprise continues to monitor the area for the Borg. Picard spends time reviewing an old episode where Hugh is introduced. Geordi comes upon Data trying to recreate his experience strangling the Borg in the holodeck. It's not working. Like the holodeck isn't working, but the experience is not eliciting an emotion response from Data. Meanwhile, turns out that distress signal was real after all, and the Borg are attacking. Picard lays in an intercept course, and Dorn is like, man, we're like so close, like 30 seconds away from being about to fire on them. The Borg ship comes on screen and disappears. Data says the Enterprise is being pulled into some sort of energy matrix. They break out at the other side of the matrix, with the Borg ship coming about to face the Enterprise. They fire. Borg appear on the bridge and open fire. Dorn shoots the shit out of them. Franklin died, and people move on immediately. Unlike the usual Borg, the Borg ship abandoned their dead and peace out. Crusher manages to stabilize one of the Borg. He has a name, Croesus. Croesus? Who says he was given the name by the One, who will destroy Picard. Picard throws out his old gang name, Locutus, and the Borg doesn't respond to his questions about the One, if it's Hugh or not. Croesus starts manipulating Data, trying to tell him that the Borg can help him feel emotions. He asks Data how it felt to get angry, and Data said, who am I? It felt like, I want you to know that. Anyway, Data actually said it felt good to kill, but references his program that allows him to have conscience. The Borg eggs him on, and Data struggles with the mounting anger that he can only feel emotion if he kills. Croesus suggests Data should kill Geordi to feel that feeling again. Data agrees he would to feel angry.
I know, it's intense.
Geordi explains to Riker and Picard that the Borg have lately developed conduits throughout subspace that are opened or closed with certain tachyon signals or something. Dorn and his ponytail report that a shuttle nearby is trying to trigger the conduit. Riker asks who was on board, and it turns out Data and the Borg prisoner are the passengers. Turns out Data and the Borg prisoner are the passengers. Picard et al. Discuss whether Data is aboard willingly or not. Riker rings the dinner bell again. They chase the shuttle to the surface of the planet, but can't locate Data or the Borg guy. Picard decides to take the entire crew down to the surface to find these two and leaves Crusher in charge. I knock over my pouch of Capri Sun and swear. Frank looks at me concerned and thirsty. Troy finds some kind of observatory building and the away team with her, Picard, Geordi, and a no-name. Check it out. It looks like Franklin, but the writers couldn't have made that kind of consistency error, so I ignore it. Holy shit, I look away, but they all go into the building, and guess who's there? A whole bunch of Borg and Data's uncle Lore. Data joins him and state their intentions and destroy the Federation. The end. This is the end of the entire series. Who's this Dorn guy? Is that Worf?
Yeah. I just thought it was funny that we just call him Dorn.
I love it. And his ponytail.
Dorn and his ponytail report.
Oh my god, it's so funny, but I have to go back and be able to read it, because the stress of reading it without wearing my glasses and trying to think, okay, I want the listeners to understand, but I'm like
I think you'll really appreciate it when you go back and read it yourself. And listen. Oh, Stephen King.
Albert Epstein.
It's the end of the series.
There's no part 2. That was the series finale. They
also,
leave you hanging.
Laura's Data's brother, but I called him his uncle.
I know. You sound like an idiot.
Yeah, well.
I get to do part 2.
I know. Fuck.
Setting you up.
What did you think of the episode, though? Because you said you hadn't seen it in decades.
I was so disappointed by it.
Oh, no!
Because there was no lore in it. I didn't realize it's not until the second one. He's the cliffhanger.
No, that's okay.
I mean, I wasn't so disappointed, but I was I put it on at 6:00 in the morning, first of all. And I was updating Trello, so I wasn't giving it my full attention. But I'm so over Data and his quest for emotions, man. Just...
Oh, I know. And so this is before his emotion chip, obviously.
Yeah, but it was kind of a good dark foray into it, I thought, with the whole kill. Yeah, I think
Stop it.
Yeah. It was good, but it wasn't. I think I'm going to enjoy the second half way more, personally.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't like that chick that comes in, the Admiral.
What the? Who?
That hair. Who does she think she is?
I know. And when Picard was like, yes, sir. But also, she was just such a bitch about it. I'm sorry. Do you think that, Picard and his little teeny tiny ship are going to be able to defeat the Borg? Do you remember when he was one of the Borg?
Dude doesn't want to revisit this shit, man.
No, and the Borg are hardcore. So at the beginning when the people in the outpost were injured or dead or whatever, and Data was like, "Oh, it looks like it's a Ferengi weapon that that wounded one of them." It was because the Borg had taken over at least one of the Ferengi and had assimilated their weaponry and used it to assault these people. And I just kind of thought they're kind of my worst nightmare. But also I want to be one of them. The Borg queen, but also I want my own whole body, not just a head and spinal column. Or, I don't know, be like Moira Rose and change up your body like she changes her wigs.
There you go. That could be okay.
Yeah.
It'd be like the many heads of Moby or whatever the character's name was from Return to Oz. It's so scary. I haven't watched it as an adult, I don't think. And I kind of want to because...
No, I did that with Jurassic Park. I watched Jurassic Park, or tried to recently, because that, I think, the story where I was 9 years old and my dad takes me to see Jurassic Park. And at the time I didn't know that dinosaurs were actually at one time real. I thought they were unicorns or some shit, or angels. And then not only were they real, but they can be very easily brought back to life with just a piece of amber with a bug in it. And then you're dead because you went to the porta potty and a T-Rex ate you. And so we had to leave the theater because I was so sick and scared. And then we tried to go again, and I had to leave again because I was so sick and scared. And then just in adulthood, I tried to watch it, and I'm still I don't like it. Anyway, children's movies... Not that Jurassic Park is a fucking children's movie. Jesus Christ, just the beginning of it. Anyway, they're terrifying.
You know what's not terrifying? My rewatch of Seinfeld. The only thing terrifying is some of those jokes you can't say anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh my God.
Oh, I love
some of the episodes are just...
wrong with that.
We're on season 5.
I couldn't stop. Yeah, it was... The pool was cold. I was in the pool.
Dolores.
Man.
The Junior Mint one was one we recently watched. The puffy shirt one we recently watched.
Have you seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Okay, so it's by Larry David. So Seinfeld was Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld, and the character of George is based on Larry David in his life, and so it's an HBO. It's on Crave. It's all the things that you want Seinfeld to do, and so it's like it's got the swears, it's got the terrible situations where you're like just cringing the entire time. It is amazing.
Yeah,
it's
an
incredible. Yeah. What is this podcast about? Star Trek?
It's about Seinfeld and succulents.
Yeah, I liked the episode, mostly because I hadn't seen it in a while, and mostly because I was like, I had to keep stopping and like choke laughing as I was writing the synopsis, and then thinking that you would really like it.
I loved it.
Oh God,
I like what we're doing with this.
Me too. I think this is the new normal for a while, anyway. Before we get distracted about something else, but I enjoyed it. I like. Any episodes with the Borg are cool to me. And it's funny because I was like, oh yeah, no, they definitely got their names from Hugh. But it's Lore who's infiltrated somehow. And hello. And then Data's like striding out like, we will take over the Hall of Adoration. Yeah, anyway. Hoovered this glass of wine pretty quickly. So
do you want to do some fast facts?
I do.
In his foreword to the physics of Star Trek, Stephen King jokingly wrote that after winning the holodeck card game, he called Paramount Pictures to try and cash in his CHIPS Federation credits, but they didn't know what the exchange rate was.
That's cute. I loved his smile. He was having such a great time.
I know. I love it. I think that's such a great opener. One of the best.
Yeah. Also, the amount of makeup on that guy to look like Albert Einstein. I'm like, just find an old guy.
Yeah.
You don't have to like Mrs. Doubtfire this person. Hawking, while appearing as a guest star, asked the crew for a tour of the Enterprise. When he saw the warp drive, he said, I'm working on that.
Ooh.
What a cool guy.
Right? Yeah. So beyond anything I can even comprehend, like the level of like how he computes, how his brain works. I can't even it's amazing to me, people who are at that kind of caliber of genius.
Yeah.
The math, the physics, I invented new math. Like what? You can still do that? That's a thing? Like I can understand you can invent a new way to bake bread, but like numbers are numbers. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't get it. It's like how I don't understand how cameras work still. It's still things.
Did you ever make a camera with a Nestle Quick like chocolate box?
No.
Pinhole camera? No. Yeah, I still don't get it either.
It's dark magic, man.
Yeah, how does it take a picture of what's happening and then you can print the picture?
Yeah.
Freaks me out.
How am I on camera right now and you're looking at me and I'm looking at you? We're talking.
In real time.
Yeah.
Well, the Matrix. It's your turn. Either the brig.
Oh, either the brig continues to be remodeled or there is a continuity problem with respect to the controls for the force field that closes off the prisoner cell. In this episode, a crewman sits at a control console and deactivates the force field. In Star Trek The Next Generation I, Borg, a crewman tapped a panel on the wall to operate it. And in an even earlier episode, Picard himself was able to turn it on and off with a simple voice command. Come on, guys, figure it out.
What is
it? What are you doing? Pick one. How many updates do you guys do?
Yeah, no doubt. Updating. Do not unpower your Enterprise. Although many Borg appear in the final scene, only 11 extras were used, limited by the available wardrobe. Fair. They were multiplied using split screen overlays. Huh?
Dark magic again, man. I don't get it. Split screen overlays.
I know. I still don't understand how that one episode of Crusher and the ghost fumes were all over her. I'm like, how are they doing that?
I know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
This is why we don't work in movie magic.
Oh, jeez. Just use your imagination that it's happening.
I would just be like, when you watch like something and there's the person in the closed captioning at the bottom doing like the sign language, and it's just me like, now imagine around here there's like a ghost thing, and it's just the actor with like a blue screen or like a poster of a beach, and they're supposed to be on the beach, and I'm just throwing sand at them and like water.
You're like turning lights on and off. Yes, it's a storm.
I was like blowing on them with a fan.
I don't know what that was.
I think we should make a movie like this. I think we could do it. The only thing we can use for special effects is whatever we have in our houses right now.
Oh, God. I have some candles. Well, that's for the seance. Ooh, and then I have some hairspray to make a fire thing. Okay. We can get into this.
We can do this. Yeah. Following the dramatic pause. I'm so hungosa. I'm like falling asleep.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm drinking wine.
And I'm looking at him like,
yeah, rosé.
Oh, even worse.
Sorry.
Oh God.
This is not a mudslide, fucking White Russian.
The Klambuka.
Oh, gross. My mouth is doing that thing where there's a lot of saliva right before you throw up. Anyway.
Oh, God. Okay. Following the phaser battle on the bridge, just after Riker declares that Franklin is...
Sorry.
Franklin. Okay, it's Franklin. Okay, just after Riker declares that Franklin has been killed, another security officer steps onto the bridge from the doorway just behind Riker. According to production artist Andrew Probert, original blueprints for the Enterprise D bridge, that door leads to a restroom.
That's good to know that there's a bathroom so, accessible on the bridge.
There should be. That makes sense.
I wonder what a Starfleet bathroom looks like. Oh, I guess... just like the quarters or whatever, same. The banners inside...
Deep thoughts.
The banners inside the Borg fortress display the Borg Emblem designed by Rich Sternbach and first seen aboard the Borg ship in Star Trek The Next Generation, Q, Who, 1989. However, the emblem is displayed upside down, reflecting the status of these Borgs as renegades from the collective. Very cool.
I like that.
Much like another leader who utilized a otherwise peaceful symbol and just tilted it to the right.
Yeah. All those people with those peaceful tattoos suddenly wanted to get rid of hats.
Those. Yeah.
Oh, man. See it or skip it?
Dan said see it.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a borderline see it for me. I like seeing Data act all pissed off and murderous because we never really see that. But at the same time, it looks a little forced at times, and frankly, Franklin, I am a little tired of the whole Data wants to have emotions aspect of the show. Fair. The Borg are sinister and show individuality, which is cool, but that ship is just god-awful ugly. Mm. When the cliffhanger of lore was shown at the end, I was extremely underwhelmed, though. The Sons of Soong. Ugh. Yeah, fair. I mean, I get it. But, what else are they going to call themselves? Dan?
Bill said see it. It's not my favorite Data episode. It's not my favorite lore episode. It's not even my favorite Borg episode. Something about it just works for me, and I really kind of dig it. Well, you said a lot of negative stuff, Bill, and then you say you dig it. It's a horrible review. That makes no sense to me. I said skip it.
Oh.
But I put it on. I watched 4 minutes of it while writing an updated script for this podcast episode. It didn't grab me much at all, but I look forward to the second part, more lore. But now that we've talked about it and I've read the synopsis, which was brilliant, but it also kind of brought back some of it to me that maybe because it's a season finale, I'm going to say see it because it's got a cliffhanger. There are some good moments in it because it is a nice reminder that this is the first time we're seeing Data act this way because I'm so used to the emotion chip movies and all that kind of crap.
Me too.
So if I actually put myself in that place of you've been watching this series for 6 seasons and then you're seeing this, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what we're seeing. So I changed my mind. I'm going to say see it.
Well, see it, because if you want to see the second part, then it's, worth seeing. Just, it's 40 minutes or something, whatever. And there are some good parts. Dorn in his ponytail, mac and cheese for dinner, and the
diarrhea.
Rest. I'm just going to let that echo in people's heads.
Duty. Or the amazing conversation of Troy wanting to know what kind of things Data did to arouse himself.
I know, like,
did it work? She asks with a smirk.
I know.
Let's try this something. That's something that I like to do. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put on that song Nightbird and we'll Okay, would you rather be trapped in the brig with Data who has emotions or Q who has no powers?
Q who has no powers. They would both be equally terrible because Data would be insufferable, but more so than usual. And Q, I think, would be very whiny, but at least he's handsome.
I think that's a very fair route to go. I agree. Oh my God, I was just going to say, what episode are we going to do next? Clearly, we're going to do Descent Part 2.
DP2? Oh, Jesus.
And I'll be writing I'll write the synopsis for that one. And I'm so excited for it that I'll probably do it sooner rather than later.
Okay.
This has kind of amped me up to be like, we got to do these more often. We got to push out some more of these episodes. They're funny.
They are funny as long as people enjoy them. I mean, I think like I'm trying, like for mine and when you did mine as well, we put in enough to give you a sense of what's actually happening in the episode. If you can't remember what happens, but there's also all these little jabs at each other that I think we like to do in good fun.
Absolutely. I'm going to pose a question just to keep the conversation going because I like talking to you and I like talking Star Trek with you. If you could have gone, I want to know what, if you were transported right over to Vegas for STLV, COVID, like not a COVID thing, just like everything's fine. And you had one day, walk me through that one day. What would be your goals? Who would you want to see? Who would you do? Tell me all about it. Who you do?
Well, first of all,
I would do the Guy Fieri main plate page of that's who I would do. I want all that food.
Honestly, his restaurant was not terrible. We went there like 3 times.
It was great.
Yeah. So first of all, where is this? The Rio?
Well, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's where it just happened, yeah.
I wake up, I look to my left, in the bed beside me, the other bed, separate, my best friend, Sarah.
Oh my God, I'm there.
Yeah. We wake up and go, ee! And we kick our feet a whole bunch, but also our feet hurt from walking so much. And
my back and your...
we're just
older.
Mess. I just palm a handful of goldfish crackers, smash them into my face. That is my breakfast. We get ready. We look amazing because the water and there's the lack of humidity in Vegas makes my hair actually have some volume. So I love it. And we're wearing comfortable clothes that look pretty, but we're also super comfy. And then we go down and we get like green tea lemonade from Starbucks. And then we head to the vendor room because we're early before the stage thing happens. And we do the vendor room. We both get some really cool things. I'm thinking the denim jacket that we've always admired.
Yes.
I'm talking another new hoodie.
Yeah.
So I would have 3 and you would also have 3. And then we get to see like our faves on stage. Like our normal, like our Rikers, our Frakes, our Spiners, our Dorns, bad boys.
Burtons.
Our Burton. So I've never met LeVar Burton. I would love to meet him.
I can't wait for him to take over Jeopardy from that loser that stepped down.
Is he gonna?
Yep.
Is that official?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Like, I don't know if LeVar Burton's going to get it, but that other guy stepped down.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about that other guy. I was just like, you're not Alex.
You're not what we want.
No.
Anyway.
And so we'd just be together the whole time, and we would also ask some very funny questions, and everyone would laugh, and even the actors would laugh, and they'd be like, come on up here. And then we'd all do the robot together, and then we'd go backstage, and there's a chocolate chocolate fountain, as we've always hoped. And I'm like, I don't like chocolate. And they're like, turn around. And there's like a fucking fondue thing.
Cheese fountain
With all the bread I could ever want. And also some vegetables, because we never eat vegetables in Vegas. And then like we'd get ready to get our photos with the actors, but like we'd bring funny props for them to wear, and they would wear them, and Riker would take the letter that we wrote him instead of me holding it awkwardly in the photo in my hand like last time. And and then on the way back to our room to like refresh, I would just randomly throw $5 in a top dollar and win $50,000. And then I would give you $25,000, and then we would immediately lose all that money on a craps table because we don't understand how craps works. And you'd get the Cools cigarettes, and you'd offer me one, and I would be like, just because we're in Vegas, and I wouldn't inhale, but I would. And then we would freshen up. We would go to our own fabulous little lounge area that we identified, and our friends would be there, like Baron and the rest. I can't remember their names because it's been so long.
Lisa and Tim and Giles.
Anyway, like I want them all to be there, and Astra and the rest, and then we would all go for like a karaoke night. And Robert Picardo would be there, and Robert Beltran would be there, and
all the Roberts are there.
All the Roberts are there. It's amazing. There's Caesar salad. There's no carrot coins. There's garlic bread. So it's a very garlic heavy kind of dinner meal buffet, but it's covered, and like we don't have to pay for it. And then we sing karaoke, and you and I sing Rivers in the Stream. What is it?
Okay. Yeah.
That one. That's our duet. And then everyone claps, and then we like crowd surf to the hallway. And then by this time it's 10:30 p.m. and I'm getting kind of tired. And John's texting me like, hope you're having a good time. And I'm like, it's okay. And then we go back to the room, and we have a cocktail. We watch an episode of Law and Order featuring Chris Maloney. P.S. Have you seen the magazine he's in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we turn the lights out, but we're too excited to sleep. And so we sing a bunch of Disney songs and kick our feet again until we fall asleep. And that is the end of the day.
That was amazing.
It's like I was there.
Oh,
I want the denim jacket.
Yes.
You could totally put the Fansets pins on the jacket too. See, I don't have anything I can put pins on right now. Everything I own is leather. Who am I? Neo from the Matrix? Second Matrix reference.
I love it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was there with you.
Do you have a day?
Do I have a day? How many days can you put in a day? How many hours are in this day? Okay, you know what?
24. What?
The alarm goes off. It's 8 a.m. That's sleeping into me. That's like extremely sleeping in. That's like the day's almost over sleeping in. But 8 a.m. alarm goes off. I bolt upright screaming from a night terror. And I wake you up. Horrifying. And you're in your bed. I'm in my bed. And everything hurts because we have our own beds. So we're like exploring the space that we have in a bed by ourselves for once. And I don't know what to do with it. And I get up and my face is puffy. From the drinking and dry chapped lips, and my nose there's a little bit of blood from just the dryness of the air conditioning. But after a nice shower and a good toothbrushing and the magic of makeup, ready to go. And I'm down at that Starbucks, and I'm getting an iced coffee, and I'm getting one of their turkey bacon sandwiches, telling myself that it's a healthy choice. But when you have like 2 or 3, it doesn't really count. And you load it up with ketchup or whatever. And we see like, Armin Shimmerman at the Starbucks. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get your coffee for you. It would be an honor.
Nothing too expensive.
I feel like nothing. No, you're not getting a venti, sir. That's like, come on. This is a Canadian currency I'm trying to convert here, and I can't make that happen. But
at a hotel Starbucks, which is like,
I've ruined it now, and I'm going to just walk away, and no one paid, and now you're going to be asked by security it's the whole thing. So it starts off as a rough day.
At least you look good.
We look great. Something comfortable. This is sporty talking. Wearing something. I got sweatpants that look like fancy pants, and the bra straps aren't falling, and there's no weird sunburns. Everything's moving and grooving. Or it's really comfortable cosplay that actually looks nice. Is that possible? Can we do that? No. Patent pending. Vendor room. You talk me out of buying a commemorative plate because you're like, Sarah, you don't even have the one you bought the last time. You don't even know where it is right now. Why are you buying another plate? How are you going to get that home? I actually end up buying more non-Trek related things like Walking Dead. Like that's always what I end up doing. True. Or I buy action figures that are still in the pack, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I already have this one. Now I've got 2. So I give it to you, and you love it. And we run into everybody, and we see everybody, and yeah, it's too cold in there, and I have to get a sweater from the room, and my feet are sore because I'm backtracking so much. Oh, it's just everything you said too. It's just so good. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
You both look good. $50,000 on the Star Trek slot machine.
Yeah.
Oh, and I get my complimentary bottle of get a couple Bloody Marys. You tip her $1, and she comes back with another Bloody Mary.
Oh,
Bloody Marys and menthol cigarettes.
That's a good.
That's the name of my memoir, my book.
And we're not talking about the drink. Oh no.
Oh God. Yeah. And then we get to see Bill and Dan in person. We get to see everybody we go to the party. We do a live podcast recording of Rewind. Oh God, get the kids out of the room. We're going live.
This is happening.
Oh, can you imagine? And then Jonathan Frakes locks himself onto stage and he does an interview with us for Rewind. We do a drinking game rewatch of the episode Rascals. Oh, I love it.
It's our happy place.
Next year.
Hopefully.
Next year, maybe we'll see if we can do something podcast related next year.
That'd be great.
It'd be horrifying.
I'd also want to pop out to go to Ross, but I understand if it's just a day that we don't have time for that. But also I've gotten so many great things at Ross.
I love Ross. I got it at Ross. All right, girl. I did it.
This is it. All right, you should go to bed.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired. Make myself a coffee. Ooh, make myself an iced coffee.
Make an iced coffee.
I'm gonna do that.
That sounds good.
I'm so gonna do that, and then I'm gonna plant my seeds.
What are you making for dinner tonight?
I don't know. We have a lot of leftovers from the party, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
I could always do tacos or maybe nachos.
Nachos. Oh, that sounds good. Or an enchilada casserole.
That does it.
I'm making French onion soup from scratch.
Ooh.
Thanks for asking. I've never done it. Are you gonna have
the? Oh my God.
Yeah, with the toast and the fucking Gruyere or whatever. I got Swiss instead. It'll be okay. But I'm making it from scratch, with an arugula lemon parm salad on the side.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, John's coming over, so I'm
well, there you go. You got to do something nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. I can't wait to hear all about it. I want pictures. I want pictures of those animals you saw too, that you claim to have seen in Ontario.
Why don't I just quickly show you right now and just get your reaction in real time?
Well, you're frozen, so we'll see how that goes.
I got so many mosquito bites, dude.
Did you?
I'm still recovering. They're gonna get to the sort of neon purple stage soon enough.
Oof.
They're gonna scar. There's no way around it.
Brutal. That sucks.
Yeah. Anyway,
those are the worst. And then you accidentally touch it and it activates it and it becomes itchy again.
It was so bad. I showed John. He's like, oh my God, your legs. Like, because I got all of them kind of all at once because I was out at dusk, but I was wearing pants, so I thought I'd be fine. Anyway, now I know what calamine lotion does, and I had to apply it in a bathtub because I had to apply it to my whole legs, and that helped. But I was like popping Benadryl. I had like 25 bandages on so I wouldn't scratch because it was so bad. Because we don't have mosquitoes here, and so I don't have any natural immunity at all. And anytime this is why I don't like outdoors, because the outdoors hates me. Also, look how tanned I am right
I
now.
know. I'm seeing that.
See you on Friday.
Oh my God.
Okay, yay.
Awesome. All right. So that does it for another episode of Rewind, because we talked about Star Trek at some point. So thanks for sticking with us, people, as we make plans. God, I should edit this one. If you want to get in touch with us, you can go to the trekgeeks.com website and do different things like giving a voicemail to us. Can you give us a voicemail? Could someone please send us a voicemail? I would love that.
I know.
Or you can come to Twitter and find us on Trek as Trek Rewind and just like say something like, hi, I listened and it's funny-ish. Like, thanks. I'll take that. That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
So thank you to the Trek Geeks Podcast Network for like still allowing us to be a part of the podcast network.
I am
shocked,
amazed and appalled.
Yeah. I'm disappointed in them that they allow this content. They have all these great like science station, like smart people talking smart stuff, and then here's us being like, I want no carrot coins. I mean, I feel great, look great, my clothes are comfortable. I'm in Vegas.
It's 10:30. We're going to bed. Like, this is what we do.
This is.
But I mean, at least, yeah, like whatever. Like we have some shit to back it up. Like at least we like Star Trek and like talking about it. God,
totally. So yeah, thanks for putting up with us, guys. Thanks to the Patreon, and thanks to 5 Year Mission, and thanks for fan sets, and just thanks everybody. Stay safe, stay happy,
hang in there.
Don't be a dick to anybody. Just keep being cool.
Cut it out.
Oh, okay. Until next,
you to know
that I made a reference to that, and Jillian was like, "Sorry, it's not my generation. I don't know." I'm like,
oh, fuck you.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Go to law school. Figure it out.
Figure it out, kid. You'll learn a lot. Lennox is going to teach you. She's going to be there when you least expect it.
It hurts. When I was chatting with Cheyenne about something, I'm like, oh, you know that episode of Friends? She's like, what's that? I'm like, okay. I'm out. You don't know what fucking Friends is. And even now, I'm like, well, probably wouldn't like it anyway. Ugh.
All right.
I'm Date Mike. Okay, love you.
Nice to meet me. I love you too. Talk to you soon. Haley, frequencies closed.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Coconut.